It was because we weren't playing great. We kind of break the game into 3 segments. In that first inning segment, we couldn't get off the field. We didn't help Luke, but give their hitters a lot of credit. After 2 days where we pretty much dominated on the mound, and I know they were frustrated with all the strikeouts, and they competed. So they made it hard on Luke. We didn't help him defensively, and so we had a game there. It was good that the offense, put it together there in the middle innings.
Some of the kind of defensive errors, did the wind play a factor into it?
This is our home field, and we practice all the time with the wind. It is usually windy here. I'm not gonna say it's Wrigley Field, but it's windy, and so that's just really frustrating because we work on fly balls every week. We take so much pride defensively, and we just had some mental lapses there. So that was really frustrating because we didn't play great. But hey, at the end of the day, we got a huge performance, out of Webster, out of the bullpen. We got the offense going. We did get a bunch of hits. We scored a bunch of runs. So, but you just got to address things because we have to play better.
Dan, as you said, you didn't play well behind him, but Luke didn't maybe have his best stuff today either a little bit.
No, but you learn that, after the last 2 days, it's easy to play defense when the pitcher's striking out a bunch of guys. And we could have helped Luke, In the first, we don't make a play, we don't get off the field. An inning or 2 later, we don't make a play, we don't get off. Those are runs. We're giving up runs, and we're forcing him to throw more pitches. And fortunately, he's a competitor, and so even without his best stuff, he competes and he gives us a chance.
You mentioned the offense. It's kind of an up and down the whole lineup. Everybody seems to be contributing. Is that kind of what you expected out of this lineup?
You have to. If you're going to be good or great, you have to have balance up and down your lineup. And yes, without 2 older, really talented hitters in the lineup, you don't want to put the burden on one guy. I thought maybe Britton or another guy might have pressed a little, tried to do a little too much this weekend, where it should be 1 through 9, and we saw that yesterday, I thought, and then today with some new guys in the lineup. We did have some success, and it seemed like we had more balance, no doubt.
Henry's really consistent, pretty much since the get-go this season.
Yes, both he and Metzinger, I said it, had great spring trainings, pushing each other behind the plate, wanting to play, and so that's why I catch them both. But that's also why we put Metzinger at third, because the bat is really consistent. It's a really good offensive play. He runs the bases the right way. He does the things we ask him to do, and so plus we needed to see Benefield pitch. You'll see Usher pitch next. As we get these 2A guys like Poland, who's a little more experienced with it. We had to get Benefield out there, and we'll get Usher out there in due time.
Ben said he wasn't certain. He said he thought he'd play at some point. When he saw the lineup card, he was like, okay, it's my call. Just to be able to put him out there, is it just because he's such a good athlete? Because I know he had never really played third before.
Yeah, I knew we addressed it before the fall. He had played a little bit in the summer. He played it when he was younger. I tease these guys. They all want to be Will Smith. Will was a infielder, and the Buster Posies of the world, guys that are converted to catcher. And Metzinger's played infield before. He played it this summer a little bit. Even though he didn't really do it much in the fall, he did it a little bit in spring training. And as soon as Ben Ellis and Dunn went down, I said something to him, just knowing, and Benefield and Borden and Poland, those guys are doing really good. But you just need options, and or if the next guy rolls his ankle, but making the dive and play at third, and it does show you he's pretty comfortable. He's pretty natural as an infielder.
Overall, the week after losing a couple, to come back and get a couple wins and kind of get the thing right and going in the right direction.
Yeah, it's hard to be sour when you win, but you just don't feel like you're playing great baseball. You're doing okay, and but that's what we're trying to figure it out as coaches. We're trying new combinations and trying to give guys at bats and let guy face this guy out of the bullpen, let this guy. We haven't done a ton of pinch hitting and all that stuff, but we will start to incorporate that a little more because I just want to give guys opportunities. If they're in the starting lineup, I kind of want to see how they do. Left on left, right on right, even when they bring these guys out of the bullpen, let's just see who can compete. And you keep telling these guys, man, it takes 10, 12, 15 games to get a feel for what's the best lineup. And sometimes even then you don't know what the best lineup is, but at least as a coach, we got options. I mean, that's the good feeling is everybody's got injuries, so it's part of the game. At least we've got good players that are stepping up and they're playing well. I mean, you know, as they should. I mean, they work hard, they're talented, that's why they're here. So we'll just keep running them out there and competing.
Regarding Benefield, we learned that he's never really pitched much in his life. How did that transpire, and what do you expect to see? How you
we just felt like, you know, we lost a couple guys to injuries, and they were going to be out for the year. Coach Williams just felt like righties. We weren't as deep on the right-handed side as we'd like to. So we had a little trial in the fall, and we had Henry Davis, and we had Benefield, and we had Usher, and we had Wiegman, and, you know, we had 4 or 5 guys get on the mound and just and so we settled on Benefield and Usher. Just seemed like 2 guys, and so we worked them in spring training. They got to throw every weekend, and so, you know, you don't expect them to dominate, but you expect them to compete because they're position players. So for me, one of the bright spots I thought today was just Poland running out there in the 9th, and because he hasn't been as sharp as he was last year, and knowing we need to get that arm going. So how he pitched and the walk, 3-2 count, you're not crazy about, but I think he feels better about where he's at pitching after today, just making a little adjustment, and because we're going to need him.
Dan, you knew you would have a deep, talented pitching staff. 45 strikeouts in a weekend, though, ties program record. Just, I don't know, did you ever expect that type of number?
I don't put anything past those 3 guys, you know, not to mention the bullpen and take nothing away from the guys in the other dugout. Those guys are just really talented, and I always felt like they feed off each other, you know. So Detmers is better because you got Miller, and Miller's better because you got Detmers, and then they're both better because you got Luke Smith. You know, I just think you become a product of your society, and so all 3 of them have a chance to be great, and they work hard, they push each other, they're pulling for each other, they're probably each other's biggest fans, but there's always that competition. So anytime Reed sets the tone like he does, and he's done that a lot on Friday, that you know, gives guys momentum to run out there and be aggressive in the zone, because you just saw Reed strike out guys, and so you hope he just keeps setting the tone like that every Friday.
Thanks,
All right, thanks.